Welcome to Hochoka Podcast.
Journalism can never be silent. That is its greatest virtue and its greatest fault. It must speak and speak immediately, while the echoes of wonder, the claims of triumph, and the signs of horror are still in the air. St. Joseph's alum Hope McCloskey favors this quote by Henry Grunwald, former editor-in-chief of Time Incorporated. Let's find out what that noise is all about. Hello, Madaki. Welcome to Hochoka, here at the center of St. Joseph's Indian School campus. I'm Scott Wooster, your Hochoka host, and today we're joined by Hope McCloskey, 2018 graduate, who went on to major in media studies with a journalism minor at Augustana University in Sioux Falls, South Dakota. She's now a news producer at Kelloland Media Group in Sioux Falls. You might remember her as she's someone that joins us to host episodes of Hochoka. We're turning the tables on her today as she joins as a guest for our episode in a series with our alumni called Talking Teoshbe. Welcome, Hope.
Hello, Scott. It's really nice to be back. It's been a while since I've been in this chair.
It has been a little while.
Yeah, it's a little different for me to be on the opposite side.
And the same, too.
Yeah, I'm not used to this position, I gotta say. I'm
Yeah.
used to being behind the cameras.
Yeah, right. But this is where you should be. This is great.
Oof, I don't know about that, but yes.
It's going to be cool. You haven't been gone from here all that long, 6 years or something like that. And so some of these memories are going to be fresh in your mind, and we're bringing some of the alumni on here, and it's just been a blast to do this and bring up old stories and do some things. So you were outstanding when you were here. Let's get that out of the way. Hope was outstanding when she was here. She's one of our best. And then you decided to go into journalism, which is near and dear to my heart. My family's all been in journalism. They on the Worcester side at least, they've been writers and done hard journalism, done columns and that kind of thing. For you, how did you get into that?
Well, I've always liked writing. It always gave me a voice, and then I realized journalism is also about giving other people voices that can't really, give themselves one. And I really like journalism, and that's why I like that quote. It speaks the truth, however hard it may be. It's journalism is it's a tough thing to get around, and it's a tough thing to get into. But I think that's why I love it so much. I'm passionate about it because it allows you to navigate in certain areas that you weren't navigate before. You can look at things in a new lens when you really try hard to. And it's something I honestly fell into. I didn't think that I would get into it. Like I said, I thought writing was my passion.
Yep.
But I realized that I could turn it to journalism. And that helped fuel a lot of my, self-sense of justice. I liked giving these voices and putting these stories out there for people to know and learn and understand.
Yeah. So did you fall into the perfect job then, sort of, in a way?
I did.
Okay.
I am honestly very lucky with how it found me. I was nearing the end of graduation. I had no clue what I was going to be doing. I said, I want something in media for sure. I know that much. And I said, if it could be journalism, all the better. But I didn't have high hopes. I didn't really know what was out there.
Right.
And my mom, being the ever worrier, managed to send me a whole list of jobs. And Kelloland was actually the second one that I had applied to. And they got back to me within a day, and they loved the work that I had done in the past with Native Hope.
Okay.
And they just really liked my voice, and they said, please come in. What would you think about a producing job? It is a lot about writing and journalism, but you won't be in the camera as much. And I said, that's fine with me.
That's
I would
what you
love
wanted.
it. Yeah. And so, again, fell into it. My mom fortunately handed me the right list of things, and they wanted me within the day. So I was really, really pumped about that.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a step back because you mentioned Native Hope. And is that something you were doing while you were at St. Joe's? Is that something you did in college? Or how?
It was something I did in college. Yeah, I had already knew about Native Hope when I was in high school and here at St. Joe's. And at that point, it was getting its legs. It didn't really become much within while I was here, and went off to college, and I wanted something again in media and something that I had been familiar and comfortable with. So I came back and I started an internship with St. Joe's and Native Hope. So it was really nice to be able to work with the two, things that I had grown comfortable with and the things I knew most about. And Native Hope really helped get me to that stepping stone of journalism.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what kind of things are you doing right now? I know you love it, and I know your job starts at 2 a.m. I know I know you're running the show from behind the scenes.
Yes.
But it's probably a lot more complex than that. What are you doing?
Oh, well, yeah. Again, I get up at like 2. My hours kind of shift sometimes.
Okay.
At 2 to 2:30 a.m. I head in, and I have to start thinking right away. Constantly, I have to start figuring out what my show is going to be. So I work the 6 a.m. show, so that's only an hour long. A little easier, I have to admit.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought of that, but yeah, I would imagine.
Yeah, I have to come in, I have to figure out which stories I want, how I'm going to spread them out throughout my show. I have to figure out, I write a bit, I have to write a lot of like headlines, bumps, teases, things that will, they're teasing to you for the next time you watch the show.
Yep.
I have to correct a lot of things. Again, I have to organize the show, figure out the timing and all of that. I have to make sure things are correct, videos are correct. Graphics are correct, like the things you see pop up on screen.
Yep.
I'm the one that writes all of that. I'm the one that chooses the photos that go in up there, for how long, if I even want that to happen. You know. And then once I have my show sort of figured out, I then figure out which anchors I want to be saying all of this stuff. So whatever the anchors read, I tell them to read.
Okay.
It's just a lot of what you see on the screen is essentially my decision.
Right.
It's a lot of big decisions to be making at 3 a.m, honestly.
It is, yeah.
And hopefully my show is done by like 5:30. I give myself some time to review my show, make sure everything's good at least. No spelling errors. So if you see any, it was not me.
Yeah, okay. That didn't go through you.
Me. Yeah. And then hopefully, everything's ready to go. The show's good to go. And I sit in the booth and I make sure that the live show is going as well as it can be. I'm timing everything out perfectly. Make sure the commercials are coming on right. Make sure the weather guys are on standby. And I'm giving them cues for when they're live on the show. And I have to make sure that they're kept on track as well. Weather tends to be the big hit, so I have to make sure that they're within the 4 minutes that they're allotted.
Okay.
So,
And you're wearing a headset back there talking to people, navigating. And,
I'm wearing a headset. I have tons of screens and monitors in front of me. I have my director. I have my audio person. I'm telling them what they need to be doing. I'm in the anchor's ear. I'm in the weather people's ear. I'm letting them know what they should be doing, how it's going to work out, and if I've made any changes to the show on the fly, which happens. Sometimes we get breaking news. Like just live shots, people are like, "Hi, I'm live from blah and blah." I work with a lot of that stuff, and I'm in their ears, making sure everything's going smooth behind the scenes.
Wow, that's a lot of power. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of power, actually. I mean, really, because you a lot of control that you have to do. I'm not saying that you're looking for power. I'm saying you have to have that in order to be able to do that.
It was scary handing all of that to me, honestly.
Yeah.
I was 22
yes, you were.
at the time when I got this job, and then all of a sudden they're saying, you have this amount of people that you need to tell them what to be doing, and you need to make sure that they're doing it correctly. Otherwise, this falls on your leadership, and that's tough as a 22-year-old telling veterans that are in at Kelloland what to be doing. It's a little tough, but I managed to find my footing. It takes a while to get used to the job. I would say I'm still learning how to do it to this day. Been doing it for 2 years. And I'm still learning and growing more as a producer.
A lot of pressure, but if you, knowing what I know about you, you just bring yourself to it, and things, you trust yourself, and things will work out hopefully the way they're supposed to. You treat people well, and that's going to that will get you through a lot of different situations.
A lot of it's give and take at work. You give them respect. It's hard, just like navigating a corporate world almost, when I'm freshly out of college, because I wasn't ready for it. But like you said, I just kind of threw myself into
Yep.
it, and I trusted that I would be able to learn and that
Yeah.
I was capable enough to adapt to this environment, 'cause like I have before,
Yeah.
and there's nothing new. It's a new setting.
Yeah, it's great. Lots of stress, but you're the one for it. There's a Lakota word, and I'm going to try to say it right. Kihelakayo. It means keep going. What is it for you? I mean, that keeps you motivated. Ups and downs, getting an education when you could just give up on that when the career's tough, and there are older people that are older than you, veterans who are, you might not want to tell them what to do. What keeps you going?
Oh man, that was a tough question. And I honestly want to say my family, my siblings. I've always wanted to do more and do better for them, and showing them that you can walk a good path if you just stay strong in your heart, in your tongue.
Yep.
That you can get through a lot of it. That I have been through a lot of downs, and I've been through plenty of ups. And I've always just kind of wanted to stay resolute in who I am, and I just didn't want to let anything knock me down. I didn't want anyone saying anything that would pressure me to quit. I didn't want to let my surroundings say, "Hey, you should probably let go of this now," because I knew better. I knew that I could do it. I knew that I had enough strength in me to do it, and I wanted to show my siblings that they had the strength too.
Yeah.
We're all on different roads. They might not take my path, but I wanted to show them that you have the strength to take a good path, though.
Yep.
It may not be mine. I didn't see myself going down the college road and then an 8 to 5 job. You
Right.
could say.
Yeah. Yep.
Immediately, I didn't really see that for myself when I was growing up in high school. I don't think a lot of kids from the res really
you don't picture
can see what they're like as an adult.
Yeah.
And I definitely didn't see myself as a competent person, and I changed that around for myself, and I wanted to show my siblings that you can too.
Yep. Find your path in whatever you do.
Yes.
Yeah. You wouldn't have seen. You couldn't have predicted that you'd be sitting here doing this, talking about this job and having the success that you had.
Yes.
Maybe success in something, but you couldn't. You can't see the future. You just don't predict that.
No, and I didn't want to let my family down.
Yep.
I didn't want to show them that I was someone that could give up to.
Yep.
I didn't want to give in to that. I thought I could do better, and I knew I could.
A lot of students that I've worked with haven't had a lot of college experience in their families. They just haven't had folks that have gone, for whatever reason, haven't had them go on to higher education. They don't see that role modeling, and what an opportunity for you to be that role model for those people in your family.
Yeah.
Now they can't say, I've never had anybody in my family that went to college and that went on to do those kinds of things, because Hope McCloskey has done it. Absolutely. When you came to this school, you came here in the 6th grade, and you stayed through the 12th grade.
Yeah.
Knowing that our diffuse viewership here, we've got parents, we've got the general public. What do you want to tell them about your experience here at St. Joe's? What was that like for you coming in as a 6th grader? And sum it up. I know we could talk about this for years, but
structure. It really taught me structure, because I think before I came here, I was just a lot of craziness, waywardness, that I was having trouble grappling onto as a kid. And I know that sometimes you just kind of let it wash over you and you become lost in the mix. But St. Joe's really taught me structure. They had a system for how to do things, and I feel like maybe I was a little too mature for my years, because I understood why these systems were in place, why we had to follow rules, why we had to learn how to clean for ourselves. I think I was really grateful for that, as weird as that sounds. I was really grateful to learn how to clean. I was
hear
really
that
grateful.
a lot. Truly.
It taught me, I don't know what the word is. It taught me that hard work.
Discipline.
It taught me that I could do a lot of things if I kept to a schedule, and if I had stuck to it, I could get through it. If I just got through this with this one thing, I could move on to the next. That's probably how I live my way of life. If I did finish this, I can move on to the next thing. But St. Joe's really taught me structure with just even how long I've been there, each year of like life, there was something structurally for me to understand and adapt to and take in with myself.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
And you bounced off quite a few different people here at St. Joe's. Is there anybody or anything you want to talk about with people?
Oh, well, I mean, obviously you and Lorraine have been a big part of my life and my family for, greater part of the years. I don't know. There's been a lot of people since, like you said, I've been here since I was 6th grade. People have impacted me in different ways. When I was younger, they taught me how to be a woman, how to grow up and be an adult. Krista Lipkowski taught me how to navigate college, and she taught me a lot about adult things afterwards. I was always calling her for tax reasons.
Yep.
How do I give a tip? What is 15% of that?
Right,
called her for that because I was like, I have no clue how to do these adult things. Please help me. And she was always there for me.
Yep.
And Amanda Hermeling was my counselor that she was given to me when I was in 6th grade, and I've loved her ever since.
Yep.
I think she still owes me a Las Vegas trip somewhere.
Yeah, you better hold her to it too.
She promised me, I think, in like 7th or 8th grade.
Oh, she'll go. She'll go.
Gosh, there's been too many people that have been just like have been involved in big moments of my life that I can't really think of them all or name them all, but I know that it's been a big St. Joseph's community, and not even the people that work here, just the friends that I've made here too. A large part of my family went here, and it was nice for us to have like family here and just to be able to love and appreciate each other that way. And I have made a lot of good friends at St. Joe's, some that I'll never forget and some that we've drifted apart, but that I'll always hold in my heart for what they've taught me about friendship and love and how to conquer, other things like that.
Yeah.
It is a great place to start a village.
Do you have a favorite memory or a funniest favorite memory or maybe something funny from your school days here?
Oh, man. One that always comes to my mind is I was in 7th or 8th grade, I believe. It was in one of the big homes down there. We weren't supposed to be doing this, but we were having a water fight in the kitchen dining room area.
Of course you were.
Hey, I mean, it wasn't just me that started it. I can't say that.
Yeah.
But again, it was water everywhere, tiles for the floors, and so I was trying to make my great escape, and one of my house parents was trying to spray me, and I ended up just slipping, head over heels. It was just it was like whoosh. My feet were up in the air and everyone was laughing at me, and I had to hop up like nothing hurt. Everything hurt. Everything hurt so bad. It was really embarrassing, but it was just like a great memory for me because we were having a water fight in the home.
Yeah, with the house parents, no less.
Yes. I can say we did kind of start it with her.
Yeah.
But, she helped out in the end.
Yeah.
I mean, we had to clean, but it was still a really fun memory. And we ended up playing hide and seek afterwards, I think.
Awesome.
I don't know. It was a great time to be in the home, honestly.
Yeah. Who was the house parent? You want to mention her by name?
Sue. I can't remember her last name. I knew there was two Sues.
Cudel or Eldridge, one of the two.
Eldridge,
She was throwing no, it wasn't Eldridge. I'm sorry. O'Hearn. Yep.
O'Hearn. Yes, O'Hearn. Yes.
She was spraying. That's great. Good for her. But that always strikes me. Kids remember the fun stuff they did here, and there are those good memories. And sometimes you get a boarding school gets a bad rap, and I've seen so many fun things happen here, and so many of those things. So I love that there are things that make you smile instantly. We talked about it a little bit. You're from Rosebud, from the reservation down there. The town of Rosebud, or where did you grow up?
Mission.
You were in Mission.
Okay. Yeah, but that's on the Rosebud Reservation.
Yep. So tell me what it was like growing up in Mission.
I think I've mentioned this before. I was just kind of crazy and wayward. That it felt like it was a place of no rules almost. I was a little lost and confused there. I've always been a cautious person for whatever reason. I was never really one to try and jump into things. I was adventurous, and I'm always curious to try things, but I just instinctively knew when something was bad for me, and unfortunately, I don't think a lot of people had that sense when they were growing up in my age, because I just saw a lot of my friends just, I was probably like 10 or 12 at the time. I just saw them falling into like the craziest things, you know, like smoking weed, drinking already, trying pills, and you know, and it confused me because I never wanted to do any of that. And I eventually made it to St. Joe's, mainly because a large part of my family was here and I wanted to be with them. And it's hard because I go back home because that's where home is. That's where my family is. You know, that's where a large part of my family is, and I can't not leave them.
Right.
I can't not see them. They're a huge part of why I strive to be what I am today. And it's just tough seeing the conditions down there. You know, it's just like each time it gets a little worse and worse. You see something a little new. You hear something awful happening down there. And working as part of the news, I hear a lot of that. I read a lot of the court documents. I hear a lot about witness testimonies. And a lot of that doesn't spread to normal media, but since I have such a big access to it, it just breaks my heart to see it, you know? And then I go down there and I can actually see it. You know, it's there. I can touch it. I can physically touch it. And it's awful. It's heartbreaking.
Doing well now.
Yes.
When I ask you, you always say, I love what I'm doing. This is the bomb. I couldn't see myself doing it, but now I'm doing it and I love it. Where do you see yourself 10 years from now?
Hopefully comfortable and happy.
Yeah.
I'm honestly not too sure if I'm going to stay in like the news or the media in 10 years. Hopefully I'll still be comfortable and happy, like I said, with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But I hope I stick with media. I hope I stick with news because it's something I'm super passionate now. But if my interest or my passions change in 10 years, I can't blame myself for that.
Right. Right.
But I just hope that I am proud of what I'm doing and it helps people.
And life, as I can tell you, life will take its twists and turns, and you'll get there down the road, and you'll look back and you say, I'm not sure how it exactly worked out that I got to this point, but everything, hopefully, I throw that pun intended with your name, hopefully, you know, you'll get to the place that you want to be. To give me the two words again: happy and comfortable.
Yes.
And I will tell you this: if you're walking your Chankuluta, if you're walking your red road that you were supposed to walk in a good way, boom, you're going to get right where you need to be when that time comes. So I have no doubt that you'll do it. I'll try not to gush too hard, but you're a great person.
Thanks.
It was great having you here. You're a point of pride for this school, and so you're one of the best people that we could have had for talking to Oshpe, right, to bring on at the beginning. We've just had a handful of alumni that have come on and done this so far, and you're a great one to have on. I wish we could go for hours and hours, but
I could yap forever.
Both of us, yeah. So keep being great, and we'll hopefully see you either in that chair or in the co-host chair.
Yes, thank you very much.
Awesome. And thank you to our audience for joining us here at the Center of St. Joseph's Indian Schools campus at Ho-Chokeh, where we talk about issues that are central to Native American education today. Until next time, stay centered.